Just my imagination running away with me. It was just my imagination running away with me. And if you still believe in the globe, that's all you've got, I'm afraid. Usually other people's imagination, not your own, but you adopt it as though it was real. You know. So it's up to you. Just use your common sense, like this chap today. I was at a well-known, what do you call it, independent building suppliers, and I needed something in one of the big sheds, and they just said, back your car in. And as I was reversing in, there's a sign on the back that says, "The globe is a lie." And the chap, I know the chap, not very well, but I'm down there quite a lot. So he was looking at it, and then he said, "Yeah, can't argue with that." When he saw the still water is always level part that you have to be very close to read, I suppose. And then I said, "Yeah, well, can you feel the spin?" And then I said, "Well, think of this. Why is there very little difference in time between a plane flying east to an airport and a plane then doing the return journey west? There should be, well, massive difference. In fact, one way round, you wouldn't even, well, depending where you are on the nonsense ball, if you were close to the equator, that certainly the plane wouldn't even make it's going half the speed of the so-called spinning ball Earth nonsense. So anyway, I just said about the two different destinations being the almost equal time. It's just of course, the prevailing wind. That's what the problem is, and it's not the Earth spinning under the airplane. The airplane couldn't land unless it was directly with or against the spin. Come on, it's ridiculous. And they say, "Oh well, but the atmosphere moves." I don't give a fuck whether the atmosphere moves with the Earth, which is it's completely ridiculous. That gravity's locked the atmosphere with. So the plane would not ever catch the ball if it was going with the spin. It wouldn't be able to keep up with the ball, and the other way, it would get there in record time. So come on. So anyway, this chap, I just said that to him, and it's kind of, oh shit, So hopefully he'll look into it and realize for himself, because that's all you need to do. Just point out some small or huge facts about. Of course, I said the killer is water. Just like that, the water. When building things over water or to hold water, so it's like a dam or a bridge, it's just always the so-called curvature isn't there in the people who make the drawings. It's planar geometry, and of course the realization of those drawings when the thing is built, the water is completely level from that side of the bank to the other side of the bank. It's completely level, no matter how far it is. So, yeah, I'm not on a, I don't feel as though I'm on a one-man crusade to wake people up or whatever you call it. But on the other hand, if you know and you do nothing, then um, well, it's up to you. But I regard people like that maybe as part of the problem. Because the problem is we're being lied to just just about everything, and that's a pretty bold statement maybe, but there isn't much that they don't fuck with you about. Now, something that's been on my tits for a while. Well, shouldn't say on my tits because it's nowhere. That's wrong. It's it's been on my mind for a lot and niggling at me. That's what I mean, and that's Desi's situation, sheeps and neeps, and I felt I think there's only one member of our family who hasn't died of cancer. So I've seen people, suffer, and I saw him in the bath. I don't know whether you saw that one, but I was very moved by that. And then when I saw his recent post, I was expecting, more of that, actually, more of the same sort of thing. But it was so positive, and he looks so much better. And that is so well, it's fantastic. And so I'm really happy, really pleased about that. And his latest posting, maybe not his latest now by the time this gets out, but it's about the wheeling out of G5 and well, RF waves, microwaves actually, that but how damaging they are. They can be especially to the younger generation, to children, and to unborn children, fetuses. And like they say, you can keep all things away from, but your neighbour may have a device right through the wall to where your young child is sleeping even. So anyway, I recommend it, totally recommend it. I'm going to keep this short. I might put a bit of moon kind of footage. It won't be, I'm not very happy with it, but I went out and shot the full moon. I was trying to get the moon rise, but just over the horizon, there was a huge bank of cloud, and then nothing above that, so clear air. So as it was coming up, it was like hidden behind the clouds. So that was what I was disappointed about. The footage isn't great either, but I'm kind of used to that. It's my just out. Anyway, it's a long story, but I can't put the camera on a tripod anymore. So I have to sort of use various objects around and about the place and try and steady it, because if you just stand there with the camera and zoom, you're all over the place. But I've got a couple of planes, and one looks to me just like an airliner. Yeah, just so what? But one of them looks like, I don't know what it is, but if I can do it, which I can do if I can be asked. I mean, I'll put that on as well, just out of interest. Anyway, that's just about all I've got to say for the moment. But I hope everyone's having a nice time and can relax a bit, and maybe when the friends and family and all that are around, just they might be sick sick of you mentioning it if you already have, and if they're just so ignorant, then just leave them alone and just get on with. This is my advice. You can do what the hell you like, but it's always a good opportunity just to say something like, "Why does the flight time from LAX to Florida and back again? Why do both flights are about the same time?" Just things like that, because it just might get them thinking. You don't have to mention anything else. If the Earth, just imagine, like, if the Earth is spinning at 1,000 miles an hour, it must be doing about 700 or 800 miles an hour at that latitude. Yeah, fill in the rest. Okay, I'll stop waffling. See you later.